This is part 3 of the workshop Arguments and Thesis Statements. Be sure you've already viewed and completed all content for parts 1 and 2 before watching this section. As you're drafting a working thesis statement for your argument, it might be helpful to use the following characteristics of a strong thesis statement as criteria to evaluate your own. Specifically, a strong thesis statement is narrow, asserts a clear position, is not a simple statement of fact, is not a cliché, and is not based only on personal opinion. Before we evaluate our thesis statement about bilingual education from part 2 of the workshop, let's practice on some samples. In bold is a thesis statement about the jeans industry. Is this a strong example or a weak example? Let's throw a few of our criteria at it and see. First, is it narrow? Yes. It contains specific terminology and groups and avoids false dichotomies and either-or claims. How about another criteria? Does it assert a clear position? Yes. This thesis statement contains the writer's own interpretations of the jeans industry's actions and will need to be supported with evidence and logic. Let's do it again for this bolded thesis statement about leadership. First, is it narrow? Yes. It mentions specific traits and specific results of that trait. Does it assert a clear position? Yes. The writer is claiming that certain traits make leaders ineffective, but this could be debated. What about this thesis statement comparing art from 2 different historical periods? Strong or weak? Weak. It's awfully obvious and reads more like a statement of fact than a narrow position. Here's another one about veganism. It's narrow. It's also asserting a clear position. But if we keep going down our list of 5 criteria, we'll end up at personal opinion, which is subjective and inappropriate for academic argument. Not all weak opinion arguments are based in morality like this one, though. A thesis such as Chicago-style pizza is superior to New York-style pizza also can't be proven by evidence and facts, just more opinion. Here then is our working thesis statement about bilingual education from part 2. Because we engaged in academic inquiry, listened to and considered many voices in the conversation surrounding bilingual education, and revised our thesis statement many times, we should have a product that stands up to the 5 criteria. Let's check anyway. Is it narrow? Yes. We use specific terms such as bilingualism, assimilation, English only, etc. And we didn't set up a simple either-orism either. Does it assert a clear position? Yep. This statement not only points out the flawed logic of an opposing viewpoint, it also proposes an arguable claim. Did we accidentally write a statement of fact? Definitely not. This is a controversial, hotly debated topic. What about conventional wisdom? Nope. We have a fresh position here rather than a cliché. Finally, is this simply our opinion? No. We've avoided moralizing or knee-jerk reactions of approval or disapproval. If you'd like to evaluate more examples of strong and weak thesis statements, return to the workshop module page and download the Sample Thesis Statements PDF. This concludes part 3 of the workshop.